So what are you trying to say, Nate? You trying to say Halo Infinite got pushed out of this year, and now Chris Lee has left the project? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm pretty sure to most people that name doesn't mean anything.
It means everything.
Well, they told us last time when some of the other leads left that don't worry, Chris Lee's still there.
Yeah, and now Chris Lee left, and they said, don't worry, we still got this person.
And then that person's going to be gone. They'll be like, all right, who's left in the office right now we can say don't worry about? Because
at that point, they can say, don't worry, we gave the game to another studio.
How about, all right, hold on. I got to go over to Jordan. Jordan, how you feeling about 343 right now? Your costume says it all.
Them, you know?
343.
Unfortunate. That's all I can say.
Does Shinji Mikami work for Microsoft? Technically, they should.
Yes,
he should step in.
Well, maybe they should give Halo to id.
Give Halo to id.
Maybe
that's an interesting.
At this point, just give Halo to anyone else.
Dude, okay, so Halo Infinite.
Side hand it to someone.
Dude, how bad is this going right now with Halo Infinite? Because I remember MVG. I told you about that podcast we did, right? You, me, and Nate. And I didn't publish it. And I should have because you were correct because you told us a long time ago. You were like, it is not coming out next year. It's not. That was. Yep. That was 2018. That was December, I think, 2019. Where you're saying that, right?
After my Portland trip, I heard some stuff down in Portland about Halo.
And you were like, it's not coming out next year. There's no way. And that was around the time they kept pushing for it over and over again. No, it's still coming. And remember, they showed the Series X at the Game Awards, and they're like, holiday. We're like, well, they're not launching without Halo, and then they say it's coming. And now here we are. It is not coming out in 3 weeks or 2 weeks.
Is it even coming out before the? Because I had heard they wanted it out before the end of fiscal year.
I do not believe it's coming out in 2021.
Oh my god, that's strong claim.
I was told when it originally was delayed that the plan was they wanted it out by the end of the fiscal year, which is July or June next year. So I figured May. But I don't know anymore.
I'm specifically talking about the campaign because I don't know. They've already split up everything. So it's like, all right, I think the multiplayer's coming out first no matter what. I think they're like, hey, if it's ready, we'll run a flight. Like they're running a Halo 4 flight right now on PC. They just put it out there and it's basically an alpha. And they're like, don't tell anybody about this. If it's busted, just tell us. They'll do that. They'll run flights. The multiplayer will come out first, I think.
So yeah, I think multiplayer first. Yeah.
So I'm thinking campaign because they bring in Joseph Staten and all these people to try to get this thing done. And they bring in a person who's good with like cinematography and cinematics and stuff and say, why do you bring someone in for storytelling if you're just working out bugs to try to get it done?
So there is a possibility Halo launches early next year, but it would just be like a multiplayer beta. Like the game's launched and it's just the multiplayer and it's in beta form and we can say it's a beta. And so people really can't critique the game, because it's a beta, but then it's just a release. And because Phil's already talked about that. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I've already emailed people at Xbox, and I'm like, no, it needs to be both at the same time. I don't like the idea of splitting it up. That's an emotional response for me.
That's because the game should just be. They should sell it for $60 and just campaign multiplayer like traditional Halo for us.
That'd be the dream. Here, I'm actually going to run. This costume is too small, and it's giving me a terrible headache, and I feel like I'm being strangled by a weak person. I fucked up. But thanks so much for having me. Happy Halloween to everybody who sees this. Stay inside, eat some freaking candy.
Okay, thanks, Max. We'll see you. Yeah, that's the traditional route. You get multiplayer, you get campaign, and that's it. And then Sean just doesn't play campaign.
All right, Rand. Let's get serious about this. So your co-host Jez Corden. On your podcast, he tweeted the other day and said this: me and Brad Sams heard the same a while ago. He's referring to Chris Lee. There may be other major personnel changes coming down the line as well, so watch this space. Is there anything you can add to the information about Chris Lee based on what Jez said?
I wouldn't be surprised if Bonnie Ross is gone.
Ooh.
Dude,
are they just cleaning hat? What is going on right now?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a complete overhaul of upper management at 343.
Wow. Dude, that's bad. Like, what happened to 343?
Nate, how long ago did you DM me, Nate? It was like a few days ago when you said you hear anything about Chris Lee, and I said, yeah, I heard that he might have left. I mean, yeah, there was rumblings. that something was going on at 343. But yeah, I would not be shocked if you wake up one day and Bonnie Ross is gone.
Wow. I mean, it sounds like Microsoft is basically looking at 343 and say, we gave you guys this responsibility. You are not delivering, and we're looking at upper management as the cause of these failures, and we're holding you responsible now. We've had enough of you. Basically, you're overpromising and you're under-delivering at every turn, and we have to hold someone responsible. We're not going to hold every single programmer responsible. We're going to hold upper management. And if you guys continue to either, maybe they're being yes men, and that's their, self-implosion, and Microsoft is saying, you've lied to us, or Microsoft saying, we want this game out as soon as possible. And maybe Chris Lee came out and said, guys, you want this game out by May. We're realistically looking at maybe October or November. And they said, that's not the answer we wanted. Now you're out.
Dude,
there could be a lot of turmoil going on.
Think about it. Something major had to have happened with that game because they were so sure it was launching with the system all the way up until the game showcase.
Yep.
And then 2 weeks after the game showcase, they're like, nah, 2021. And now there's a potential it may not even launch next year or maybe late next year. Like, there must have been a disconnect between what people knew at Microsoft, like who maybe weren't exactly involved in the decision, and what was going on. Like, there wasn't like a clear channel of communication about how behind Halo was.
Well, you saw,
and who do we hold responsible for that, though? It should fall on Matt Booty, right?
Booty.
I mean, technically, he is the head of.
Somebody
should be going to these developers
and
saying, what's happening here? Why, what is the problem? Do you guys not have enough resources? Do you not have enough assistance from us? What's going on? And there's some sort of line of communication that is just not connecting between Microsoft and 343.
We all saw that gameplay footage they showed, right? Like at their event for Halo Infinite, and a lot of people looked at it and said, this doesn't seem like a next-gen Halo game. Like, and then people started comparing, and they were like, I think Halo 5 looks better than this game. And it was, you feel like somebody internally looked at that, like you're saying, Matt Booty looked at that and was like, yeah, let's run that. That'll work.
What if I'll throw another theory out there. Like, what if Matt Booty never saw it?
Oh, okay. Then there's a real problem.
I'm just saying, like if you're, if we're talking that big of a delay a year, then they had to have known before the July game showcase that it wasn't going to make it. But they presented it like it was going to. So what changed in the meantime? Like, I almost kind of feel like people at Microsoft didn't know the true state of Halo. And when everything was kind of revealed, they were like, what the F is this? Like, we literally have all of our marketing. It's on the back of the box. It's in the Taco Bell commercial. It's everywhere.
Based on the gameplay snippet that they showed, it entered the story as like there was a mission, like the other crashing down, you got to get out.
Yeah.
But the gameplay didn't seem too structured of that of a regular campaign. I think what could have happened is that they didn't have a full regular campaign done, and the goal was that, we'll just show this, and then before launch it'd be like, actually the multiplayer is ready, we'll do that and show that off, and then move this aside and get that out there. Then there was huge conflict saying, we don't have a campaign, which forced everyone to scramble and start making a full real campaign.
I do not have a campaign after 5 years. What happened?
That is a long time to not have 343.
Could be right about those rumors about the game originally being on Unreal Engine 4 and then scrapping it and then building Slipspace?
They built their own engine, and it's like, at that point, you look at that and you go, guys, we let you build an engine this whole time. Like, it's a lot of checks that you're writing for that to get that done, and it's at some point you got to check on your money, right? Like, where it's all going.
Nope, not Microsoft.
All right, so look, so I'll give. All right, Phil said a couple times in interviews, we want them to do what they want, be creative and all this stuff. I'll be honest, I think Microsoft's got to get a little more strict with some of these first party studios. They gotta go check in. They gotta be like, nah, this is what you're doing. All right, we need this then. These deadlines, we got to get this done. I don't know. It seems like they're being a little too free with it.
You know what I don't understand with this game? It's like, why is this? It's Halo. Why is this like seem like it's like harder than it should be?
Halo is their that should be their most protected IP.
But it shouldn't be like this hard to like make a Halo game.
Sean, remember the good days we were playing? We were online playing Halo Reach, right?
Oh,
those are the good days. Let's go get Bungie back.
Halo should be their biggest franchise. It should be their name sake.
It's their Mario basically.
Yeah. Like, and if it releases in parts with oh, here's a beta for a little while. No, you're just devaluing your franchise.
And what if they did get Bungie back and Bungie turned around and said, we have to start over from scratch?
I'll take it.
You know what? I'll be honest. We had that with Metroid Prime 4. And everyone was like, Retro's on it? All right, we'll see you guys in 3 years.
Yeah. Do you really think Bungie would want to revisit Halo?
Don't care. We bought them.
The paycheck.
Yeah, but from all the rumors, Bungie basically wanted complete full independence of where to release all of their games, and that was kind of a sticking point. At least from what I had heard. I don't know.
Let me ask you this: Did Microsoft in this? Let's go to the scenario that Microsoft has now bought Bungie.
Okay.
That Bungie's doing Halo then.
Yeah.
I would say they've spent way too much money on Bungie for the price if they bought them, because I don't think that price is coming down.
Yeah, especially now. If I'm Bungie, I'm like, you know what? That price just went up. That price is up a little bit now because
someone brought up an interesting point. Like, what if they also really went out and overpaid for Bethesda because they know Halo's time is behind it, and they want Elder Scrolls and Starfield and some of the Bethesda games to more or less be the face of Xbox? Because you can make the argument Elder Scrolls is a bigger franchise than Halo.
Yeah, you could.
Really? I don't know. I don't know if I'd go that far.
No, it is.
Elder Scrolls?
I think you could. What it is? Skyrim sold how many times more than the last Halo?
Yep. Yeah, and it's been on a million different platforms.
Yeah,
but even on a singular platform, I think
people
still
demand it on all of them. Elder Scrolls is there's no mascot. There's no identifying.
There's no Master Chief.
I see what Spawnwave is saying.
Yeah, there's no Master Chief for marketing.
For people, it's just the logo at that point, just the title alone. It's the idea of it they seem to care about more than freaking Master Chief. Like, don't really...
I mean, based on 4 and 5, I don't think they have a direction for Halo.
Hold on. Back in the day, when Halo 3 came out, the video game world stopped when Halo 3 came out. That was like it. That was the game. Like, that was it.
3, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a very long time ago.
So, you know what we need, right? We need Bungie back.
Yeah. I mean, if Bungie that makes the world stop, then why did Destiny 2 only kind of like just kind of go across? It's not
Evan
Bungie.
with the counterpunch.
How much money did Destiny 2 make?
Made a lot of money.
They made a lot of money. So much money that like they're actually I guess they'd be fine now. But...
Destiny right now is in a state of trying to get itself to where it wants to be out of the clutches free from
after having to buy their own title from their prior company.
Exactly. So I think that whatever they're creating next, or if they can fix Destiny, I don't want to say fix like it's broken, but kind of take away the hold that Activision had on them, which is a lot of undoing. You know, they're facing an uphill battle the whole time.
Yeah, it sounds like their new focus is the same thing Warframe's doing, where Destiny 2 is their title, and for the next however many years, we're just going to be seeing DLC come out for it.
Aren't they? Isn't someone funding them for like a
Nestes, $100 million?
Yeah, that's Tencent.
It was Nestes. It was unless they're the same company, and I'm mistaken.
I guess it would have been NetEase, right?
Yeah. But also, Spawn, you got to think. I know you think, we'll get Bungie to make it because they're Bungie, but 343 is comprised of a lot of Bungie people who worked on the original Halos.
I mean, acting like it.
I mean, that may be true, but that may come down to leadership. And what you said, they don't have an idea. Maybe that's leadership not having the right plan for Halo. But as far as I was told, like Bungie and 343, people, that's very interchangeable. People leave 343 to go to Bungie, and people leave Bungie and come to 343.
So then we got to go to the top. We got to go to the top then, right?
It's it's management. It's more management than
we got to
go. Actual program.
We got to go to the top. Developers. I told you, Phil's got to get on these studios.
You got to give Booty the butt whooping. You know?
They can't. Well, no, not even Booty. You got to go to Phil. Phil should be checking in with Booty. Booty should be checking in with these studios.
He's busy at the strip club, man.
Oh gosh.
Booty. If I had to say it, I think it's Bonnie Ross. She's been the head of 343 since the beginning. So it's her vision.
But how many employees are there, Rand? How many employees do they have? Do you know?
I think 343 has about 600 or so.
600. Okay.
I mean, if
600.
Yeah, 600. That's
600 people. And then that's a lot to manage. Yeah, outsourcing, managing. I mean, this type of stuff, it just falls through. I don't know if there's any one singular person to blame. I think it's kind of like everybody, you know. Phil Spencer included. Everybody's to blame. I don't think you can blame one person or another at this point.
It's a House of Cards effect, you know. If something at the top starts fumbling, it's gonna, you know, go throughout the rest.
Phil wasn't strict enough. I almost see it was like a football team, right? Like when you play crappy football, it's not just the head coach's fault or not just the offensive coordinator or defense. It's like everybody. It's the players, it's the coaches, it's kind of everybody's fault when things are falling apart here. So I mean, there is more blame though on some people. If somebody fumbles, it's your fault. You know, you fumbled when you shouldn't have fumbled. But I mean, like at the same time, you can't just blame one person. Or maybe if you just get rid of this person, is it going to make things better? Sometimes we've seen it do the worst, like the opposite for coaches, right? You fire them, the team's even more ass than they were before, you know? So I don't know. I think they just have to, Phil needs to come in and say, okay, this is what we're going to, like, give me an actual plan of what we're going to do. And when, you know?
This is really starting to feel
he needs
like
to just be a little bit more strict. Like you were saying, Spawn, you know?
The Dead Space, the Mass Effect Andromeda story, where there was so much miscommunication between everyone involved, from the leadership going in and out to the employees to the studios all working on it. No one seemed to know what they were doing, and everything changed on the fly. Next minute, one day you're doing this, the next day you walk in, it's scrapped, you're doing something else. It's on everyone, even if it is, let's say, really on the management. If there is miscommunication between a lot of other, it's everyone's fault. Like at the end of the day, the reason why Andromeda had all its issues is because everyone was at fault. The studios, their individual people were having infighting, and management wasn't there, and in and out. I think that's what's happening with 343. I think 343 is not working as a singular unit. They're very dysfunctional right now, and they need some real leadership to, I think, just full restructure of the whole company.
Real quick, when it comes to EA, I just blame management. When it comes to
I
don't blame anybody else but management when it comes to EA. I'm messing. Yeah, it's everyone.
There's a lot. There's specifically in that situation, there's a lot more than just EA to blame on that one.
There's definitely some parallels there, Jordan, with what you said about Andromeda, because both Halo Infinite and Mass Effect have gone through engine swaps. You know, because they started out with whatever the Mass Effect engine was, and they went to Frostbite, which I think really, you know, was one of the reasons why Mass Effect Andromeda was such a broken mess of a game when it first came out.
Unreal 3. They started out with Unreal 3 to Unreal. They didn't know if they were going to use Unreal 4, and then they just decided that we're not going to use Unreal 3.
Was the biggest mistake.
And then Frostbite was new, and then Frostbite didn't even have RPG menus in the engine. I mean, it was a mess.
And I think Infinite is the same. You know, that transition to that new engine. I mean, it has to play a role in one of the reasons why the game is just, you know, where it is right now.
All I know is Bungie got it done.
I mean, if you base it off of Destiny 2, Destiny 2, the graphics in the game and the gameplay is solid. It's just there's just other stuff that's kind of like with it. But the gameplay and the graphics in Destiny 2 are phenomenal. You know, they're pretty good.
They went off, made an original IP, and it's successful. So.
Like even in Destiny 1, the gameplay and the graphics were solid. Like it was just content wasn't there, you know, it was kind of repetitive. The structure wasn't there, but everything else seemed pretty solid when I played Destiny. I played when they released like the collection or like the Game of the Year edition, or like when they have all the DLC. I played that one. I forgot what it was called though, like what the subtitle was in the first Destiny. But I thought it was okay.
How far Halo's fallen in the last 2 decades. It was a real shame.
Yep.
They'll be all right, man. They've got to figure it out.
Well,
it's not even like
we're kind of getting closer to the point where there's going to be almost equally as amount of bad Halos as there is good Halos, and I don't like those odds.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. We're getting... Yeah.
Someone brought up a sobering point to me that 343 has had custodian, has ownership over Halo for as long as Bungie has had ownership of Halo.
Wow.
It's been the same amount of time.
Yeah,
which is incredible to think about.
Yeah, when did that Halo anniversary come out for the 360? That was kind of their first.
I think it was 09 or 08.
I think it was 08. Yeah, it's been a while.
So
that's sad. Oh gosh, Halo Infinite. You think it? All right, you guys think it's come out in 2021?
No. Not the full game. Maybe part of it.
I think a piece of it will.
Let's say campaign. You think let's just go with the campaign. You think campaign's coming out?
No, I think it's either going to be multiplayer or it's going to be a demo. I don't think it's going to be.
I think they're going to, at minimum, have a beta or alpha or some sort of test, but I think by the end of the year, if we're going to get anything, it's going to be the multiplayer.
It's going to be like Sea of Thieves where they release it and there's just tentacles for the
Kraken. Full game, baby. Full game, end of the year.
And I guarantee you this multiplayer that they're going to release is going to be full of microtransactions so they can fund the rest.
Oh, they've already gone over. They already made the Halo community mad about that too.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be even worse.
They got the coding system. So yeah, exciting times.
If Jez's info on that is, more departures are imminent or happening, and if it's people at the top, then you can assume that it's a clean house, and they're literally not starting over, but they're basically taking it back. They're putting a stake in the ground, and they have to, basically regroup, and that could take many, many, many months to do that, and getting new people on and all that stuff. It could be a while before we see the game come out.
I think in some form it comes out next year. Whether it's just the multiplayer, I think it'll be out. I don't know about campaign though.
The race between Metroid Prime 4 and Halo's campaign is on.
To think that this game was revealed in 2018, right?
Wow.
Metroid Prime 4 will come out the same year as the full campaign of Halo.
What comes out first, Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls 6 or Halo Infinite?
Yeah, I think Elder Scrolls 6 is still like 3 years off or something.
I think Elder Scrolls 6 is
Starfield though.
Yeah, there's the thing because I think Starfield's the big holiday game for Xbox next year.
I think so too. Yeah. Yep. And then let's talk about Cyberpunk. This is funny because MVG was like, "Didn't you say it was gonna get delayed again? Didn't you say that?"
Yeah,
I thought it was you. The first, it got delayed recently, and you're like, I bet you it gets delayed again. It's not coming.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was after the Schreier article about crunching after they had gone gold. You just got that feeling that they were nowhere near getting that game ready when they said they would. And look, it's 21 days delay, so it's not a huge delay, but you can tell that they're really scrambling to get this game out before
they mentioned optimizations around current gen systems is one of the holdups, QA or anything. Probably just trying to smooth out crashes or frame rate issues with Nate's VCR, most likely.
Yeah. I mean, they got to get this game running on 9 different systems. I mean, that's unbelievable, and
gotta make sure it runs on Stadia.
That's going to be the new normal for many companies over the
10
next
whole
few
people
years.
Might play it on there.
Yeah. I mean,
gosh,
what do? If you've made that commitment to support old, previous generation and next generation, then you got to get all those builds ready.
We should have been done and talking about this game like half a year ago at this point. Like, this is supposed to be out in April, and it's like, we just can't win with this game. And this game was we celebrated the 8 years since the game was announced a couple weeks ago or something.
Yeah, we give Halo Infinite a hard time, but I mean, Cyberpunk has been delayed a lot this year. I think it's the 3rd time it's been delayed.
Yeah, but Halo Infinite looks like there's some it looks like people are basically getting fired on the spot. Get out. Basically.